everybody, Kevin here, Candy Banana Balls. Hope everybody's breeding season is going amazing. Hope everybody had a great Christmas. I want to touch base on a couple things. One, the t-shirt giveaway. That's still on. December just got a little crazy. I wanted to promote it more. Obviously wanted to get subscribers up. So for those of you that did subscribe in that small period of time, I want to give you guys something for, following, the way it was supposed to go. So for you guys, you're going to get 3 entries each for the ones that subscribed here in the last few weeks. My plan was to give it away before Christmas, but like I said, things got a little crazy, and I didn't really get to promote it much, so I only got, maybe 5 to 10 new subscribers, and definitely wanted to promote it more, to get a little bit more subscribership. So let's get that rolling. Again, if you subscribe, I will get a notification, but you can also, in the video here or the t-shirt video, which is previous to this one, you could just put subscribed in the memos. If somebody is subscribing under you, say you told a friend to subscribe, make sure that they put your name as well in there. That way you'll get credit, you'll get another entry. So basically, if you have your friend subscribe, he'll get an entry, and you also get an extra entry for everyone that you do that to. So if you get 10 more people, you're going to get 10 more entries. I'm going to get that t-shirt out right after the new year. So I'm not going to mess around much longer. We'll give it another about 2 weeks, and then it's going out. So that's that. Now, back to what I wanted to talk about today. Obviously, this is our Pride and Joy Super Banana male. He's been going to work here in the last few weeks, locking with some females. Pretty excited about that. For those of you that don't know, with a Super Banana, whatever it mates with, you will get all bananas, and then, whatever genes you have at play can fall into the mix, but you will not get any normals when you have a Super Banana. You will get all bananas, and then, if you have pastel or any other genes in the mix, then those can come into play as well, but you will definitely get at least all 1 gene bananas to start with. So that's kind of a neat feature when you have something like that. The subject today is are ball pythons arboreal, semi-arboreal, and basically what that means, do they climb? Are they tree climbers, dwellers? Do they climb trees to feed and eat? It's a pretty big debate, and if you are active in Facebook ball python, ball python pages, you're going to see a wide variety. Some of them will basically say that you must agree to that these snakes do not climb as part of their rules. They're very strict on their beliefs. And then there's other ones that are non-judgmental or a little bit more open-minded, that want you to do your own research and figure out what you believe. And I'll tell you this about the subject. The people that are maybe what you want to call harsh, or that have the pages that have their strict beliefs and don't waver from that, and don't put up with a lot of discussion, you can get kicked out for arguing facts, something like that. They're not doing that to be difficult. They're not doing that to be that's the way they believe, and that belief is for the safety of your animal. I mean, I belong to several of these groups, and what I'll tell you is, those guys care about the animals. So they are in the best interest of the animal, and their beliefs, there's nothing wrong with the way they believe. In my research and what I've seen for these animals, they are not arboreal, but that doesn't mean they can't climb. And you'll see people on the other pages making fun. They'll have a branch in their enclosure, and they'll say, haha, ball pythons are not arboreal, they can't climb. It's not that they can't climb, it's the question of should they climb. And that kind of is debatable. I mean, if you have a 10-gallon aquarium, you have a 200-300 gram ball python, and you have a branch in there for him to climb, you're using coconut substrate, coconut husk substrate, it's pretty safe. I mean, let's face it, if it falls, the little bit that it could fall, the chances of it getting hurt are very slim. Now, what you'll have in these other absolutely no climbing devices, no branches, is they're looking out for your animal. The chances are very slim on a lot of cases that anything's going to happen, but they're eliminating that for you. They're saying absolutely not. So you don't have that problem. If your snake does fall without anything in there to climb, it's not going to fall. Thus, you have zero chance of that injury. So again, they're looking out for the animal. There's nothing wrong with that. Can these snakes climb? Yes. Do they in the wild? I'm sure. If they are feeding and there's a bird nest or something they can get up to and eat, they're absolutely going to do that. But the question is, should they? And that varies. I mean, if you have say something this size, he's not big, but you wouldn't want this snake to fall more than a few feet without chance of injury. Now, times that, say you have a female, breeder female that's 3,500 grams. How far is that a safe fall before that heavy body animal is going to have an injury to her ribs or something internal? That's a lot of weight falling. These snakes are clumsy. They're heavy bodied. They shouldn't be climbing, I guess, is the moral that I'm getting to. Can they climb? Absolutely. Do they climb in the wild? Absolutely. But should you build things in your enclosures for them to climb? Well, that's entirely up to you. It's your snake. You got to do the research. You got to be the best snake owner that you can be for your animal. What I'll tell you is like what I said. If you have a small snake, not a big, heavy breeder snake, you have a small enclosure, 10-gallon aquarium or something, a soft substrate, basically, that it's going to land on, you're pretty safe. But if you have a terrarium or a big enclosure where you have, a big branch or something going up, where now you're talking 3-4 feet that this snake can fall, now you better start thinking a little bit. It could be a problem. So do you want to take that risk just so your snake has what you want to call that enrichment to climb? I personally, when it comes to that, think that's too much of a risk. They are just not good climbers. They're clumsy, and they can and will fall. And every time that happens, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. You're asking for problems. So that's my opinion. If you're going to have climbing, make it very close to the ground and not for big, full-size adult. I would say probably anything over 1,500 grams and up, you're starting to push the limits of, falling more than like, a foot or less. Again, you have a nice soft substrate at the bottom. You don't have a lot of hard things for it to land on. Fairly safe. But again, if you have some kind of home-built enclosure, a big terrarium where you have a potential for this animal to fall 2, 3, 4 feet, and it's, a couple 1,000-gram animal, you're playing a dangerous game. Your snake could get injured. And that's really what we're, wanting to prevent. I'm sure that you don't want to take the chance of your snake getting injured. And that's basically, what the discussion today is about. Don't take unnecessary risks with your animals. If you can prevent a chance of something happening, why not prevent it? So yes, they can climb. They do climb in the wild. But when it comes to yourself and your enclosures, use your best judgment. Do the research. I'm part of one of the groups where the big argument, now there was some fairly new research that says that now they consider these snakes semi-arboreal. Again, yes, they can climb. They do climb. Should they climb? That's up for discussion. Use your best judgment. and to try to keep your animals safe, guys. You know, I believe that they do have some enjoyment with the clutter and different things in their enclosures, not just a plain a tub with nothing in it. But with that said, it's all in what you do. You could have a nice rack system, and if those snakes are in there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, never used, only out to clean, you know, I think that's a little bit of a boring life for your animal. But if you have a rack system and you're getting your animal out, you know, once or twice a week and getting out and playing with it and handling it, then I think that's plenty of enrichment. They do like to be in their nice, tight, dark enclosures. They like that rack system. They're comfortable in there. It's dark, it's small, they feel safe, and that when they feel safe, everything works out. They eat well. They are very happy animals, call it, whenever they're in the right environment. You know, some snakes are fine when you get them into a big open enclosure like that. If they're a confident snake, you may have no issues with them feeding well and that type of thing. But if you have a little bit of a shy snake and you get it in this big open enclosure and then all of a sudden it's not eating, why? Well, there's your answer. You know, you have it, it's not comfortable, it's not feeling safe. So use your own judgment, guys, but do the research. Yes, they can climb. Would I consider them semi-arboreal? Probably, but take that with a grain of salt. They can climb, but they really shouldn't. If they're going to be climbing, make sure it's very short distances, and make sure that, you know, they're landing in soft substrate. Thanks for watching. Again, t-shirt. Subscribe to enter. Every subscription you get from somebody else, make sure they put your name in there. Get an extra entry for every one you do. Let's get some entries. I'll get that shirt, whatever size you need, and whatever saying we want to do on the back, and we'll get it out to you here in the next couple weeks. Thanks again, guys. Have a great day.